Come on guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You'll return to subscribe as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about this situation where we reported on this story multiple times. I thought I was done with it, but more and more information is coming out. I want to talk a little bit about, this situation with you guys. Now, we all been talking about this terror attack or hate crime, either way you call it, you'd be correct, involving this dude right here from Houston. This ex-military veteran, Shamsud-Din Jabbar, we'll call him that. 42-year-old man, originally from Beaumont, Texas, was out here in Houston, Texas, and wound up going down to New Orleans and killing 15 people. They're saying 14 now, but somewhere around those lines. And in a horrific display of just barbaric chaos, where he ran his truck down Bourbon Street going 85 miles an hour, running people over. I mentioned earlier today that somebody showed me live video right after it happened that was there. And I seen the bodies on the ground before the police, tended to them. It was a bad scene. And speaking of victims, let me say this, man. All these people was doing was having a good time partying. It's a tradition to go down there, Bourbon Street, New Year's Eve, Mardi Gras, all other different times. That's what New Orleans is known for. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody to come down there because they got their own views, extremist views, basing it on Islam and the teaching of how he interpreted it and what it's supposed to mean and all this stuff. It's horrible. It's horrible. There are people out here right now, man, that are just extreme and they want to see carnage and they want to act like they striking a blow for God against humanity when it's not up to you to do that. God can do that himself. But anyway, listen, the reason why I'm talking about this is I meant to do this video yesterday. They got voice recordings of him talking about his feelings towards humanity and why Islam is, in his opinion, why a lot of people need to be punished or a lot of people are not living right. And it has a lot to do with the motive of why he chose New Orleans over anywhere else. Now, if you remember in the story, as more and more information came out, this guy converted to Islam, then made a quick change. Family didn't see it coming. And he originally was going to kill his family. But they'll tell you why he didn't do it in this news article, I'll tell you. And this right here shows you how selfish and crazy people can be. At 42 years old, served your country, was in war, seen all kind of stuff, been all over. Now all of a sudden, your thought process has been tilted on its axis, and now your eyes are open and everybody else is evil. Take a look at this crap.
WWL Louisiana News at 6 begins with breaking news.
And there is more to the hadith, but that is enough to mention to understand that music is the voice of Satan.
Those foreboding words of Shamsud-Din Jabbar in early 2024, just 11 months before the FBI says the U.S. Army veteran unleashed an act of terror on Bourbon Street. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Katie Moore.
I'm Sharice Gibson. As we continue to cover this devastating tragedy to our community, a short time ago, we learned more names of those 14 victims killed. We'll have those in a moment. We also know that President Biden and the First Lady will visit the city Monday to grieve with family members and meet with officials.
Yeah, meanwhile, we are continuing to learn more about what the FBI calls the radicalization of the suspect. WWL Chief Investigative Reporter David Hammer reviewed audio recordings Jabbar posted less than a year ago, showing his views had really grown more extreme.
First and foremost,
FBI Deputy Assistant Director Christopher Reyes says they're trying to understand how U.S. Army veteran Shamsud-Din Jabbar became radicalized.
That's the stuff in the coming days as far as that path to radicalization that we're really going to be digging into and making a priority.
A new piece of key evidence for their investigation, audio recordings Jabbar posted on SoundCloud in early 2024. Here he calls popular music Satan's voice.
And we see what this gradually drives a person to. It is a gentle gradual luring into the things that God has made forbidden to us. The intoxicants like marijuana, alcohol, sedatives, opioids, stimulants, and others. Then there's the way that music entices us to illicit sex, vulgarity, violence, betrayal, arrogance, burglary, cheating, ingratitude to our spouses or others in general.
Our partners at The Guardian first reported on the recordings Thursday.
So seek refuge in God from Satan by accepting his religion.
The Council on American Islamic Relations released a statement saying such extremist teachings have been rejected by the overwhelming majority of the Muslim world. But Jabbar criticizes Muslims for listening to hip-hop and other Western music.
The sounds of paradise will be more appealing and desirable than the music here, and the obedient will have whatever they desire. And when you look at the state of affairs of the Muslims, isn't it clear that we have fallen right into the traps that the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, warned us about, and are in the same predicaments?
In another recording, Jabbar questions those he calls disbelievers.
Then in his eloquent and reflective style, Allah poses the question to any who disbelieve by saying, so what causes you to deny the recompense, meaning the day of judgment? So why do the people deny he will bring them back for judgment?
And 11 months later, the FBI says he posted a series of 5 videos right before his attack on New Year's revelers.
In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers.
Not only do Muslim groups reject these extremist beliefs, but the local Muslim community is taking extra security precautions since the attack out of fear of an unfair backlash.
You heard what they said. He was going to kill his family first, but he wanted to strike a blow and pick another target that went along with his extremist values, which the Islamic community, shout out to them, have condemned, and all this extremist stuff. They don't want no parts of that. And that's the thing. You know, all religions are centered around peace of oneself, regardless of if you like them or not. Islam is just another religion that's like that, where it centers around peace, harmony with yourself, and harmony with God. To be more God-like. I'm not into Islam, but a lot of people are, and respect. You know what I'm saying? Every Muslim I met was cool. That's why, like, you know, you see these type of people that be like this, man, it make you be like, where's this coming from? But I want to say something. If you look at this all in a nutshell, right? This guy, basically, now he from Beaumont. Beaumont is closer, you know, up I-10, heading towards Louisiana than Houston is. Didn't kill his family, so he figured he'd go there because, why? It's a place people party. They have music. All the things he speaks about, all of a sudden, the Big Easy is a cesspool and needs to be cleansed by this fucktard that just started learning about Islam and then got this warped sense of reality, either dealing with other extremist people that put seeds in his head, or he just come up with this shit himself the way he feels as though everybody need to be punished because they ain't living according to the Quran like he is. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's even crazier than that is when a video just came out where he scouted the area with those meta glasses. You ever see the meta glasses where they have a camera in them and like this AI in them, the AI glasses? He was on a bike prior to him going and committing this gruesome crime. He went down there to Bourbon Street and scouted the area, looking around and everything. FBI just released the actual video. Take a look. All right, guys, you seen it. He went down there and meticulously scouted. Now, remember they said he went down there to an Airbnb and told the people up here his lease ran out in Houston and he was moving down there and he was going to leave his stuff because he had stuff already set up in his Airbnb. Supposedly, what I was told today by people that were from New Orleans, you know, related to the person that showed me the video, is the Airbnb, he torched it after he knew he wasn't coming back over there. Or they saying blew it up. I think he said he torched it. But supposedly he burned that up. So I guess a lot of evidence there was messed up because they've been back to his trailer, the bomb squad and the FBI, 3 separate occasions since this has happened. They raided his home the next day. The day it happened, they raided his home that night. Then they came back the next day. Then they waited a couple days and they just went back over there yesterday. I know because I drove by his house yesterday where I could see the trailer. I should have took pictures, but I had my daughter with me. Then the other day when I was going to go over there and report live for you guys, because he ain't no more than 15 minutes away, they had everything blocked off for a couple of blocks, but you couldn't even get down the street and see the house. But either way, man, this guy said, oh, well, music and stuff makes you commit crimes and sin and all. Music always been doing that. Music always been doing that. It's been doing that for the longest time. And I'm sure before you converted to Islam, you was popping your fingers and nodding your head and singing a lot of the stuff that you seen other people do. Now all of a sudden you got this ray of sunshine or divine divination, and now all of a sudden you know better, and everybody else that does it, that was not exposed to the same things you are, is wrong and you're right. It's crazy, man. This is crazy. People deserve to die because they're enjoying themselves, not bothering anybody, and you didn't like it. Unacceptable, man. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. He had the glasses on. He scouted it. He did what he did. And another thing, let me say this real fast. A lot of these videos that we do, me included, is always talking about this guy. But we have to take time to, talk a little bit about the people that lost their life and the people that are recovering in the hospital. This guy was driving, they said 85 miles an hour when he hit people. Some people he ran plumb over. Some people, and I seen the videos, he hit them so hard their heads came off. And it's like, that's not a way that anybody needs to go out. Just going down there to have a good time and celebrate the new year and reflect on the old and bringing the new, hopefully with change. Nobody deserved to die. This guy's preaching about being Muslim and Islam and stuff like this. A lot of them victims could have been Muslim. He don't even know it or not. They was all different races of people. But because they listened to the music and took part in libations and stuff that he took as ungodly, all of them, deserve to die. Not feeling it. And another thing, let me say this. This guy's a veteran just like me. This guy went and contributed to affairs overseas, whether directly or indirectly connected in the war in Iraq, Afghanistan, all other things. You was the enemy of the same people. All of a sudden you converted to Islam and now their fight is your fight. That makes no sense. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you wear your uniform over there, even with that knowledge you got in your head right now, and they dropped you off over there and where the real ISIS and all them people is that be flying them flags and stuff, and they dropped you off there, how long you think it would take for you to say, oh, I'm Muslim and all this other stuff, and them get past your uniform before they chopped your fucking head off? Exactly. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.